Good afternoon. My name's Ken Shirley. I'm one of the two sitting members on the Regional Council. The other one is Jane Nees, who's actually retiring at this election after 18 years of service to this community. I'm a first-term councillor and I'm seeking re-election. I'm also putting my hand up to chair the Regional Council, and that decision will be taken by the incoming council, although a number of my colleagues have asked me to put my hand up for that role. I've always had a passion for public policy, both central and local government. While I'm a first-term councillor, I have had considerable experience. I was a Member of Parliament for a 21-year period, or over a 21-year period, a former Minister of the Crown. My portfolios have been agriculture, forestry, fisheries and health. And my background is I'm a science graduate, and my first 10 years of my working career were actually in water and soil conservation, which is very relevant to the work that regional councils do. So I come to the job with a lot of passion. I've always been a very keen environmentalist. I believe we've got to look after the environment, and that is, my training is in that area. But you can't be green when you're in the red. So you have to have a prosperous economy before you can actually look after the environment. And if you look at nations around the world, councils, that applies across the board. One of my real passions for standing was I anticipated the much needed and long overdue reforms of local government, and I'm very pleased with those that are now starting to be run out. It'll take some time to implement them, but local government had got out of control in my view. They need to stick to their thing, get back to the basics, and that is the message they've been given, and they need to perform better. Year on year, double-digit rate increases cannot be justified. Just compounding double-digit rate increases year on year. Unacceptable. I'm also a former director of the Taxpayers Union, but I won't and refuse to sign their pledge. They've got a pledge out at the moment to commit to inflation-driven rate increases. And the reason's this. Firstly, in principle, I don't support any lobby group pledges on principle. Even when I support their goal, I don't sign lobby group pledges. The second one is, unless you address costs, to have cap rates to inflation, and if you don't address costs, you're just going to have accumulated debt. Simple as that. So the object has to be to reduce debt or spending. And the Regional Council started this year with a proposed 22% rate increase. We ended up with a 3% rate increase, and I'd have to say I'm very proud to have led the charge with other colleagues in that regard. And if you take inflation and growth, the Regional Council this year is a 0 rate increase, which is almost unique around the country. And I still can identify a lot of expenditure that is inefficient, poorly targeted, particularly in the OPEX, the operational expenditures, so there's scope for a lot more reduction. But that's not to say we don't invest and do the things that need doing well. The other aspect is the change to the Resource Management Act that has become a Frankenstein, and I welcome the simplification and the changes of that and all the churn of the processes associated with it. Long overdue for reform. Thank you.